Hi everyone, I hope you're good. In today's class we're going to be doing full body yoga, so whenever you're ready, get yourselves your mat, maybe some water, something comfy to put on and move around in, and we can get started. You're going to start off on all fours, where you've got shoulders above wrists and hips stacked above the knees, and relax the toes behind you unless you prefer to flex the feet. Push away your yoga mat with your arms straight, navel to spine, and start to round the back here, coming into a nice little cat stretch, allowing the tailbone to move towards the backs of the knees. And then on your next breath, you're going to lift the chin up and the chest through the arms. That's what I'm trying to say. So you go between the two postures, coming into cat stretch like so, and then moving into cow pose seamlessly. So it might feel a bit weird. It took me a long time for this pose to feel, dare I say, right, and just a bit more natural and organic, whereas I remember when I first used to come into these it felt very alien and robotic. So don't worry if you're feeling that way, me too. So just make sure that you pull the shoulders back and away from the ears with this cow pose and move from the pelvis. Okay, so next up from here, from all fours, we're going to be taking the right leg towards the back. This is where I prefer to flex this left foot that's grounded. I just feel a lot more comfortable in the knee. I don't know if you're the same. So I've got right leg towards the back. It's in alignment there with the right buttock. And then I've got the left hand that's forward. So if you're like me, you kind of lose that midsection a bit. I want you to hug the ribs in, navel to spine, and try and link your ribs to go towards your hips. So that way you don't lose your core or throw your back into the pose. Then you're going to change sides from here, lower everything down, left leg towards the back, yep, and right hand forwards. Good, so push away your yoga mat, keep lifting your chest and heart, reach, 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 not too high with the back leg or with the arm, and then from here we're going to change. So we're going to go between going into sunbird, bringing elbow to knee, knee to elbow, doesn't have to touch, and then reach. Okay, you're going to do 10 of these on each side. So you can just work the arm or the leg like so. You don't have to do the arm and the leg. Obviously this is a terrible demo, but you get the idea. You don't have to do the arm and the leg if you don't want to. So you've got 10 on each side. All right, so I'm starting off in sunbird with the right leg back and the left arm forwards, and whenever you're ready, you can begin. So make sure you're breathing all the way through. All right, it's nice and slow. You can be moving a bit slower than me. Okay, halfway there. I'm on 5. All right. So 2 more. Don't worry if you've got a few extra that you need to do. That's okay. Last one. All right. Now change sides. Now if you're like me, can really feel it in that wrist and shoulder, then maybe take a cat and cow, or it could be that you're sitting back and rolling around the wrist. I can really feel it. I've taught class before this one, so yeah, feeling it today. So now I'm on the other side. So I've got left leg towards the back, right hand forwards, and of course now I'm going to begin. Maybe do the first one as a little trial run, and you work on those sunbirds. All right, nice deep breaths. Make sure you get into the essence of your cat and cows as you're doing these. All right. So at the halfway mark now, you can really feel that you're having to work so much on maintaining your balance. So really good core stability exercise. Okay, so 2 more. All right, but like I said, if you're still going, that's okay. All right, now once you're back onto all fours, we're going to come into downward facing dog. So you lift the hips up super high. You're going to rotate the shoulders away from the ears and take a nice little walk there on the spot. And just alternate between bending and straightening out the legs. So get into the nitty gritty areas of the ankles and of the calves as well. Good job. Okay, so whenever you're ready, come back down there onto all fours. If you're like me, you need to adjust in yoga clothing. Now, you're going to be coming back into sunbird. We've got right leg back, which means left arm forwards. And then things are going to change. So bring heel towards backside. And you can either stay here or open up through your left shoulder, push away from the floor, and see if we can grab onto some toes, leggings, ankle. And then once you've found that, bring heel away from backside, toes lifting up towards the sky. Nice deep breaths. Woo. Keep pushing away, keep lifting up. And then of course come down. You might want to take cat stretch in between. And then of course you've got the other side. So left leg is back, right hand is forwards, heel towards backside. You could just stay there or go a step further, completing your tiger pose, bringing arm to leg, heel away from backside, toes lifting up towards the sky and pushing away the floor. So take your time. If there's too much, opening here of the shoulder, you're going to fall. If there's too much opening here with the leg, you're kind of dominating too much in the leg. Again, you're going to stack it. So it's kind of, it's hard to talk when you're in the middle of the pose. It's one of those that it's a very subtle exchange there. All right, so next up from all fours into downward facing dog. Push away your mat. Hug the ribs in, of course, slightly. Press down through the juicy parts of the thumbs and roll the shoulders away. Now we're going to walk the feet towards the back, going into plank pose. So it could be that you're modifying your plank. If you want to, you can take it into mermaid plank, it's not a problem. But we're going to push backwards and forwards. You can do this if you're on the knees, but of course if you're in full plank, you might be pushing backwards and forwards via the toes instead. One more. All right, now going to Chaturanga, so forwards, down, bend those elbows in alignment with the shoulders, try and get that hover and an extra little push to lift you up into your cobra pose. Good, keep pushing away your mat. Now firm your buttocks slightly and press down through the tops of the feet. Good, don't let the feet go really wide on this. And rather than just throwing the head back, I want you to externally rotate the shoulders, lift the chin. And whenever you're ready, push back into child's pose. Get that nice release there of the entire spine. So it could be that you're moving around a little bit, that you're taking some little pockets of movement here for some space within the body. Now we're going to come back up onto all fours, into downward facing dog. Come up really high up onto the balls of the feet and then slowly step the feet forwards, somewhere towards the head of your yoga mat, letting the knees bend and the head hang down heavy. Remember to crease from the hips rather than rounding through the spine. So this is where it helps to bend the knees so you can do just that. And that way you're not kind of pulling on the hamstrings, trying to yank them into submission in this fold. Of course, you can hold onto the backs of the legs now if you want to. Feel like you're almost guiding the calves up and the buttocks up towards the ceiling. Tip some of that weight forwards and pull the shoulders back and away from the ears. We're going to push away from the shins now and inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale then to forward fold back down. You can straighten out the legs a bit more or fully now. Again, inhale, lifting up. Exhaling to lower down. Bend through the knees, drop the arms nice and heavy once again, and finally roll up the spine, coming up to standing, roll the shoulders back, reach the hands up, and bring the hands to come down to prayer. Okay, so we're somewhere hopefully at the head of our yoga mat, finding Tadasana, so that mountain pose that gets us nice and ready. So try it. I know it's hard. I don't know where you guys are all sort of living at, but especially if you are able to sort of go out on a nice walk and you're able to get a good view, or even if you've just found a nice clear space, is to practice that mountain pose. Every pose, every time you practice yoga, it's not just the poses, but it's more to do with the sensations and the feelings. That to tap into that is powerful. It's expressive. It's interesting, so let me know. But of course, mountain poses, we stand here, no matter what environment we're in, we want to feel ready. So we lengthen the tailbone down. Of course, it helps put our core into first gear, root down through the feet, making that connection here, and then rolling the shoulders back and away, bringing the hands to come to prayer. Inhale, reach the hands lifting up. Exhaling to forward fold back down. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhaling to forward fold. Bend through the knees and step back with the left foot going into low lunge. All right, so I'm keeping, rather than going into like a really deep low lunge, keep it a good safe level here so that you can stand up. Obviously, feet hip distance apart. Climb up so you've got hands either to hips or reach the hands up towards the sky, just into a nice high lunge or perhaps a crescent if you want to. Now what you're going to do is press both feet into the floor, bend both elbows. I'll go to the side for you, so they're like cactus arms or a lat pull down, it can be described as, but start bending the elbows out towards the sides. And as you do this, I want you to lift your chest up, let your palms of the hands like face up towards the ceiling as well as your chin. And then you're going to come back into high lunge. Can you see how I kind of move a little bit up and down here with the hips bending the front knee, so I can kind of manipulate my body, and you can do the same, into a better position where you just feel really strong in your stance and in your lunge, okay? So whenever you're ready, you can do a few of these with me. Bending the elbows, cactus arms, lift that chest up, press the feet deep into the floor, return it into that crescent. And again, so there's the back bending element comes into play, and return. But what happens is when we cactus the arms and get that lat pull down, we want the lats and the upper back to become really active to support us in our back bend rather than just throwing our back into it and hoping for the best. Come down, change sides. All right. So 4 or 5 here on this side. Again, come up into a high lunge. Feet hip distance apart, chest and heart facing forwards. Reach the hands up towards the sky. So cactus position being here. Palms of the hands facing up, chest and heart lifting up, and then of course reach. So now you can come into it. Work with your breathing. Moving back slightly. There's that counterbalance though with that front leg to help us out though. I'm on my 3rd one, I think. Maybe I've lost count already. Easily done. I'm going to do one more. And rise up. Come down with the hands, stepping forwards with that back foot into forward fold. So if you want to, you can bend, straight out the legs. Maybe you're on the ball of the foot and alternating here, just to move around, or maybe you're holding onto the elbows, grabbing some movement, swaying side to side. So see what feels good for you. Make your way back to center. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhaling to forward fold. We'll go straight into it. Bend both knees, step back with that left foot, coming up into high lunge once again. Once you're here this time, now things are going to change slightly, where we either bring palms of the hands there onto the thighs, then reach up, or fingertips to earth, and then reach up. So decide, do 10 on each side, but the thing that's going to change is that the thing that can change is you can do 5 hand to thigh, 5 fingertips to earth if you get tight. So don't feel like you're stuck on the same one. All right, so whenever you're ready, you might be going at a slightly different pace than me, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Fingertips come down, straighten out that front leg nice and slowly. Take a breath, shoulders move away from the ears. Stand the ball of that back foot, bend the elbows and offer the chest and heart down. Let the head hang heavy, neck nice and long. Just pause. Acknowledge the sensations here in the front leg, most likely feeling it in the hamstrings, backs of the knee. Don't push it too far, that's not where progress comes from. In fact, it can really hinder your progress, so just ease off if you need to where you're really going to get the benefits from is just time and patience and nurturing the body. Then you're going to bend into the front knee and, dare I say, step forwards. I can really feel that leg is loaded now. The same on the other side. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhaling to forward fold down. Bend through the knees. Step back with the right foot. So feet hip distance apart, straight up into your chosen lunge. Okay, and like I said, either hands to thighs or fingertips to earth. We've got 10 of them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. That Parsvatanasana variation is coming up next. Aim to straighten out the front leg as best as you can. Fingertips just underneath the shoulders and forward fold down. Nice deep breaths. Maybe massaging that front leg. Make sure the shoulders are nice and loose, that you're not hunching the shoulders to the ears. Keep pushing away your mat using the feet. And whenever you're ready, re-bend into the front knee and step forwards into forward fold. From here, bend through the knees and round up the spine, coming up to standing. Roll the shoulders back, reach the hands up. Bring the hands to come down to prayer. Now you're going to practice this standing. It's a very mild back bend, so I say that because I don't want you to feel like you're supposed to be contorting yourself or injuring yourself. Back bends can be really scary. I used to be completely petrified of them, and now I'm not, through understanding a lot more of how my body works and what I'm supposed to be doing, rather than just kind of throwing my back into it and praying for the best. So we're going to stand with the feet about shoulder width apart, so you feel like you've got a good sort of power stance. And I want you to be able to feel like you can bend your knees and utilize the whole body. So even though they're called back bends, really it's like a head to toe full body experience. The more that you can recruit and help, just like one person pushing your car instead of like 4 compared to 4 people, the better. Yeah, palms of the hands, right, are going to fit just where either sort of around the sort of dimply area, if you know where those are, on yourself, or just a lot above kind of the butt, really. Hands either side, all right? And of course, once you've set up the foot position, make sure when you're going into your back bend that your toes are really pressing deep into the floor. So just like we do with plank work and downward dog, we use the full palm of the hand, fingertips press into the floor. Same with the feet now, okay? So get the hands set up there above the buttocks on the sacrum, roll the shoulders back, and then work your elbows to come closer together, like you're trying to wrap your arms, your shoulder blades together at the back. So now the front body is really long. We want to take a nice deep inhale. Don't move. And on your exhale, relax. Do that again for me. Big inhale. And relax. So get that mindset in a really good, happy place, a good, positive place. Okay, we're going to take this inhale, but then on the exhale, I want you to move your hips forwards, bend your knees a little bit, and lift your chest and heart up towards the sky. All right, you got that? Squeeze and wrap those shoulder blades together, hands in the right place. Big inhale. On your exhale, guide your hips forwards, lift your chest and heart up, your chin might follow, and then on your next breath, come back up to standing. Ooh, you can wriggle around a little bit, all right? So I want you to sort of take note of what you felt, legs, maybe in the chest, and do you notice how I said legs, chest? I didn't just say back, 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 okay? So that's the key with this, is your counterbalance. Things are moving forwards, in order for things to go backwards, okay? So we're going to do that again. Position the hands, wrap your shoulders and your elbows, big inhale. And on your exhale, guide the hips forwards, firm the buttocks, lift your chest and heart. Keep wrapping those shoulders, lift, lift, lift the chest. Maybe the chin lifts up. Rise back up to standing. If you need to, bend the knees and hang down nice and heavy. Could be that you're going lower, or I prefer sometimes just sort of staying a little bit higher up personally, and then coming up. We're going to do one more of those, and don't compare to me or to what you see on Google, Pinterest even, Instagram. This is your body, your back bend, and it's all about you. It's not about anybody else or what they look like, okay? Because I'm lifting the chest up and the chin is moving back, just making sure that the shoulders aren't hunched up towards the ears and the chin is lifting, because you don't want to compress the neck. So when we're lifting the chin up, even without the back bend experience, we want to think about shoulders rolling back, chin lifting up, and rather than just kind of throwing the head back and compressing the neck, we want to think about really trying to get a nice release here of the front and the back neck. So the chin, though it lifts up, we're not looking to crunch anything at the back. We're looking to keep that length here of the back of, the back of the neck. All right, so we're going to do one more. And if you feel like you want to change the foot position, that's absolutely fine, okay? I wouldn't go too wide with it personally, all right? Not for this time, especially if you haven't done it before. So toes facing forward, palms of the hands, apply those on the sacrum, elbows, shoulder blades wrapped together. Big inhale. On your exhale, moving the hips forwards, lifting the chest and heart up nice and high. Firm the buttocks, press the toes into the floor, lift the chest and chin. Nice deep breath, shoulders relax down away from the ears, and whenever you're ready, slowly come up. Maybe bend the knees. And hang down. Good job. So whenever you're ready, we're going to get ourselves sitting on our yoga mats. So you're going to crisscross the legs over. You can sit however is comfortable to you though. I hope I'm somewhere central here. It just looks a bit nicer in the frame. So I'm not sort of drifting off elsewhere. And just close the eyes here, however you're sitting down right now. I just want you to roll the shoulders back and away and find that imaginary wall behind you. And you're going to be doing that in your yoga practice, is at times finding that imaginary wall. So with your eyes closed, and again, sitting nice and tall, I just want you to lean back slightly. Not so much that you fall over and without rounding your spine, but just enough that you just feel like things start clicking into place, so you can start lifting up through the pelvic floor muscles. You feel like you're grounding the sit bones into the floor. You can feel navel moving to spine. And in fact, these areas all link. Pelvic floor muscles link to navel. Navel scoops in towards the spine, but then also up towards the heart. From the heart, it moves through the head and then out at the crown of the head, all the way up towards the ceiling. So in yoga, as always, imagine all these arrows. They are pointing in all sorts of different directions. So it's our job to sort of navigate where those arrows are going. So I've got the rooting, that rooting sensation through the buttocks, through the legs, and the lift through the crown of the head. Whenever you're ready, inhale, reach both hands up towards the sky, and just give the fingers a little wriggle. Nice deep breaths. Shoulders moving away from the ears. Good. And whenever you're ready, bring the hands to come down to prayer towards the third eye for your vision and dreams, down towards the mouth and throat for clear speech, good conversation, immunity, down towards the chest and heart for love, compassion, and finally down towards the lower part of the belly for good instincts, fire, and healthy digestion. Namaste. Thank you so much. If you guys want to leave me a comment on what next to do, that would be fantastic. I'd love to do a class for you guys that's, means something to you. So someone did put something in about taking care of their back, which I completely understand. I think we all kind of need that. This video I had to put together so quickly. There's been stuff going on, like
home with not just the virtual classes but also with my son and everything, so I really wanted to be here. I almost couldn't be here this week to give you guys a yoga class, but we've managed to kind of like put it together. So I'm really sorry if you guys have been messaging me about certain stuff and I haven't got back to you yet. I will get back to you. It's just life there was just a few things, like something happened basically, and I had to put all my, obviously my attention, my love into it, family. Like obviously that always comes first, doesn't it? So I will see you next time on the mat, but I will read your messages and your comments and your ideas on what videos to do next, because you know, I think we just seem to be in this lockdown for a bit longer than we wanted to be, and yeah, we definitely want to keep this going because you guys have been sending me such good feedback and you're feeling really good. Even just an emoji where like it's a thumbs up, or the sun shape, the one with the sunglasses was really good, where someone just sent me that they're feeling a lot more chilled. I'm so happy. So yeah, if this brings a little bit of zen to your day, a bit of calm and stuff, oh, I'm so happy. And the good thing is there's a few now that you can kind of go back to and that you can do again if you're like, oh, I fancy doing something for my hips or for doing some press work, etc. There's a lot more for members on Namaste Yoga Online, so you can always go onto that as well. There's a 1 month free trial. I've tried to say that, so you can always use that as well, but always send me like your ideas so that I can do stuff for you on the mat rather than just pulling a class together at random. Okay, enough talk. I'll see you next time. Bye.